Now let's talk about Chinks for a second. Like, how close were you guys?
Obviously I wasn't his day one friend and I wasn't the closest guy to him, but we had a great relationship. I've known them since the Stack Bundles, you know. I've even been to Far Rock with Stack Bundles on occasion, you know. So I remember the whole RRS movement, Rockaway Riot Squad, and you know, and I remember when he was home and when he went to jail, and you know the Free Chinks drugs movement. So we had a great relationship, you know. It's a few songs that we've done that's not even out yet, that you know maybe it'll come out in the future, but. So we had a good enough relationship that I spoke to him 2 days before that this happened, and I just felt like, you know, that hit close to home because that could have been any one of us. We all out here on our grind trying to feed our kids and get out of the street, you know. So it could have been any one of us, you know, in that situation.
How many friends do you think you've lost to violence at this
Man.
point?
I just lost one the other day. Let me see. When was this? Sunday? Just Sunday. I was coming back from Japan, and let me tell you something that was spooky. I was coming back from Japan. I had a dream about this friend, and I woke up on a plane, and when I landed, I got a text saying he was dead. Like that, I think about that every day. Like it's just so spooky to me, you know. Yeah. So I mean, the count is too many to name. It's
Too many to name.
immeasurable.
But being that you come from not the same area, but the same type of environment that Chinks came out of, as you get further into your career and more people know your name, you're gonna have certain people that are gonna love you, but there's gonna be other people that feel a lot differently. Like, how do you really stay safe as you move around, especially when you go back to your old neighborhood and everything?
I believe a lot of that comes from, first and foremost, the way you think. A lot of being safe comes from your thought pattern. You know, I tell my people all the time, let's not take chances. Let's not let's not assume anything. Anything that can happen, anything that's possible can happen. You understand? So I believe in prevention, right, over remedy. You feel me? It's easier to prevent something than try to cure it later. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I try to, but you know, life is life. Nothing is, you know, nothing is foolproof. But I believe that if we keep our minds and our eyes open at all times, then I believe that's the first part, you know, right there. And then when we in the field, safety is number one with me. Anybody tell you that's the number one thing with me? That's the foremost foundation for everything, because it don't make no sense that we out here doing all this work, running around doing what we doing, just to be out here dying and going to jail. That ain't the business.
Well, I tell people this all the time, is that assuming that it can happen is the best way to prevent it from happening.
Exactly. When you think, as soon as you get to a place where you feel too comfortable, when you feel like it can't happen, is when things happen. You know, because you're not even allowing the thought to creep in your mind that there's a possibility. You know, when you think that somebody can run in your house, or when you think that you could be sitting at a light and something can happen, then you're a little bit more cautious. You know, it's sad that we got to live like this, but it is what it is. It's the nature of the struggle, and it's what we come from, and it's the element of not knowing what's on another man's mind. I don't know. Every hand is not a friendly hand. Every stare, every look, every hug is not a friendly one.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people sort of look at people in your position and my position to a certain degree, because I have to be safe when I leave the house and when I'm in the house. You know, I have guns all over my house and so forth. But a lot of people say, well, you know, it ain't worth it, like living like that, looking over your shoulder. But the reality is that if you want to reach a certain degree of success, you're gonna have to look over your shoulder. You're gonna have to try to be safe all the time. This is just the nature of success. And if you don't want to have to go through that, then you don't really want to be successful.
Hey Vlad, listen, we got too many examples of people, artists, entertainers, being killed and being harmed in situations for us to not take precautions. So whatever your safety zone is, it is what it is. I don't even entertain conversations like that because it don't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. We have far too many examples of artists, of rappers, prominent, upcoming, underground, mainstream, that have died. New York, LA, New Orleans, all over. For us to sit back and be like, oh man, well, I don't want to live like that. Look over my shoulders. Fuck that. If that's how I sleep better at night, then by taking precautions, it's all good.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather be on point and rich than fully comfortable and broke.
Right, and then you're sloppy, and then next thing you know, you're sprawled out in the middle of the street. Not I.
I've kissed him, and he's a good kisser, and that's all I'm gonna say for that.
Yeah, he's a good kisser.
He's an excellent kisser, probably one of the best I've ever had.
I'm not gonna lie, man. To be non-biased. I don't know, man. It's been like 4 or 5 days, man. It's like, I don't know. It might be a little too late. I don't know, man. It depends on how hard he come. He gotta come with some ether type shit, man.